Good Thursday, everyone. Thanks for stopping by Garden State Weather and GardenStateWeather.blogspot.com, providing superior forecasting for the northern mid-Atlantic region 24 hours a day. I'm forecaster Robert Smith on this raw and rainy Thursday morning. Get your umbrella ready and pack some patience with you because you're going to need it for the morning commute. This is the daily video forecast discussion for Thursday, the 25th of September 2014. Northeast winds are freshening across the region this morning, especially along the coastal regions where they're gusting into the teens and 20s across Monmouth down to Cape May counties, right along the immediate coast. Fresh northeast winds as our coastal storm gets going here. We've got light to moderate rain overspreading the region from south to north. We've got light rain in Millville. We've got light drizzle in Teterboro, moderate rain in Wrightstown and also Atlantic City. And all of this is moving to the north and east steadily. Will overspread the region for the morning commutes rush hour. Temperatures and dew points this morning are all in the 50s, and it's a raw, freshening northeast wind outside. We don't have any airport delays just yet as of this recording, but that could change as the morning continues. We have lots of watches, warnings, and advisories. We have coastal flood advisories in effect from this morning through noontime today for the Atlantic coastal sections of Middlesex, Monmouth, Ocean, and Burlington counties. Minor tidal flooding expected during this morning's high tide at 9 a.m. on the immediate ocean front and Raritan Bay. The high tide occurs later during the morning in the back bays and inlets. Locations most prone to tidal flooding are expected to experience some minor roadway flooding during today. And for all the shorelines here in the Battery into New York and Long Island, we have a high rip current risk through this evening, and surf height will be between 6 to 7 feet, and that will occur through this evening. Rip currents are powerful channels of water flowing quickly away from the shore, so do be careful if you are surfing out there on those waters today, but you got to be a little crazy to do that. On the north shore of Long Island and the south shores of Connecticut and also out into the waters of New England's coast. Small craft advisories in effect until 6 a.m. on Friday. From the New York Harbor, the Long Island Sound, and the bays of Long Island, northeast winds at 15 to 20 knots, gust up to 25 knots throughout this region. For the New Jersey coastal waters and also the Delaware bays and the ocean fronts here from Delaware further south, we have gale warnings in effect until 11 a.m. this morning. Atlantic coastal waters from Long Beach Island to Sandy Hook, the winds northeast at 20 to 30 knots, gust up to 35 knots, seas building to 6 to 11 feet. And that means it's not a pretty day to be boating or doing anything out on the waters during today. Not a pretty start either on the aviational weather deck. We've got clouds as low as 600 feet right now, and the clouds of the stratus variety continue to lower and thicken as rain pours down. MVFR to IFR ceilings occurring to overspread the region through the morning rush hour. Once in place, expect the low ceilings to remain through at least tonight. And then for terminals closer to the coast, including Atlantic City and Millville, lower ceilings will likely persist through the remainder of the period. The bulk of the rain expected from now through mid-afternoon. Through this time frame, visibilities will generally be between 3 and 5 nautical miles or less, though brief restrictions as low as 1 to 1.5 statute miles are possible with the heavier bands. Once the rain begins to move out of the region this afternoon, it should see visibilities improve. Some patchy fog development is possible after tonight. Not expected to be widespread at this time, but it is noted. Dry air advection and persistent mid and low clouds will inhibit fog development for much of the night. Outside of that, basically for Friday through Sunday, good conditions. VFR expected through the period with patchy fog at night and early morning. Gusty winds possible on Friday, mainly for the coastal sites, and then slackening off. And Sunday night through Monday, developing MVFR ceilings, especially for the coastal sites. Outside of that, VFR conditions for Friday through Sunday. Right now, outside of Newark, New Jersey, it's raining, and it's light rain. Visibility still at 10 miles. The wind is northeast at 15 and freshening. The air temperature 62, dew point 56, and humidity is 80%. We're expecting a raw day with periods of moderate to heavy rain overspreading the region over the next couple of hours. In Philadelphia, we've got heavy rain and fog right now. Winds are northeast at 15, gust to 23, visibility down to 4 miles. Air temperature 61, dew point 58, humidity 90%. And it's a raw, rainy day for the Philadelphia metropolitan area. Morning visible satellite path shows the low clouds lowering and thickening across the entire New Jersey, New York, Philadelphia metropolitan area, the lower Hudson Valley, interior Connecticut. Water vapor channel shows all the lifting going on here and off the coast as low pressure develops right over the coastal waters of the Delmarva with our upper low closing off here over for Western Virginia. Looking at the latest radar mosaic, we can see the rain spreading rapidly now to the northeast. Got a little later start than expected, but it's on its way, and the rainfall will be the heaviest right along the immediate coast, the New York City metropolitan area, into all of Long Island and interior Connecticut over the next couple of hours. Latest pollen forecast from pollen.com. On the low side today with the rain, also on the moderate side, the low to the moderate side on Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday, with sagebush and ragweed being the predominant pollens broadcasting still. Tracking the spread of sickness and disease this morning from germtracks.com. We have lots of people today reporting upper respiratory infections. Some of these are pneumonia, some of these are colds, some of these are allergies, but all of this is leading, these allergies are leading into the fact that some of this is becoming viral and or bacterial at this point. So there's a lot of this stuff going around right now, and it's a change of the season, the allergies, and of course all of this is leading to upper respiratory problems, which is then leading into colds, bronchitis, and even pneumonia being reported this morning across the New Jersey, New York City, Philadelphia metropolitan area. Morning surface chart from weatherroanoke.com and digital atmosphere software shows the high pressure ridge off the northern New England coast. Strong east to northeast wind coming in with the rain overspreading this coastal front, which is spreading up in north and then offshore the mid-Atlantic coast states. This coastal front will become a bit more stationary over the next couple of hours as it continues to expand north, and the rain shield running over the top of this baroclinic zone will mean periods and pockets of moderate to heavy rain overspreading the entire region during the next several hours. Morning Earth streamline analysis right now shows the low pressure center at the surface right over the Chesapeake Bay. It will drift northward, crossing over to the bay into the Delaware River, and then off the southern New Jersey coast, and then further out to sea during the next several hours into the early afternoon. Another feature here is high pressure developing across the Great Lakes region and to our west, and this is going to provide us with pleasant weather conditions once the rain ends around here late tonight and tomorrow morning. We're looking anywhere from 1 to 3 inches of rain across the entire region, the heaviest right along the coast into the city, Long Island, interior Connecticut, parts of the Hudson Valley. Will receive the heaviest amounts of rain, and strong winds are also developing across the coast this morning. Here are some of the stronger wind gusts occurring right now outside of the airports here and some observation mesonet stations here. Right along the immediate coast, we've got gusts into the 20s and lower 30s right now. Over in the interior Philadelphia metropolitan I-95 corridor, the winds are already beginning to gust closer into the lower 20s. A pretty raw day outside. Once again, I want to point your attention to the deficits over the last 90 days in precipitation, especially over northern New Jersey. Amounts anywhere from 3 to 6 inches below normal for the last 90 days, and this means that any rain that falls today is going to be much appreciated. Latest morning run of the Namworth Composite Reflectivity Forecast from Penn State's eWall site shows the rain overspreading the region. Just we know it and we need it, and it'll be out and over in time. Hopefully by later this evening, if it doesn't linger too hard, we should get that game in, the last game at Yankee Stadium with Jeter, and hopefully that won't be delayed, but it might be. Still, they'll play. I'm sure they're preparing for all of this and well in advance, knowing the forecast going into motion. And then by tonight, the low begins to drift further off the coast. We're left with spotty fog, low clouds, a little drizzle, a little light rain around, improving conditions from north to south and from west to east during the day on Friday, with temperatures rebounding into the upper 60s and mid 70s across the region as high pressure takes control, with a modification in temperature on Saturday with gorgeous conditions on Saturday morning and Saturday afternoon. Saturday afternoon's temperatures getting into the mid and upper 70s across the region, which is a little higher than average for this time of the year now, and we could be approaching 80 degrees with pleasant conditions for Sunday. Latest morning run of the GFS model still coming in from the Next Generation Weather Lab as it's being processed. That's the College of DuPage. Rain exits around here, GFS a little bit further to the north and east with the rain shield as it moves through the region during this morning and this afternoon and tonight. And by tomorrow, high pressures in control, drying conditions, very pleasant day. And that will extend right into the weekend with modification in temperature as the high pressure cell is right overhead. By the time we get to early next week, a weak cold front or trough will be approaching from southern Canada, and this will have a tendency to drift to the south and east. An area of low pressure still progged on the GFS to remain to our south and east as it moves off the mid-Atlantic coast states. Could bring some clouds, maybe some light spotty rain to the southern regions of the Delmarva and southern New Jersey, but that's still in question about how far north that's going to get. and then basically high pressure takes control of our weather the early to mid part of next week. Then another disturbance moves into our direction, probably for the middle and later part of the week, but right now we're keeping things dry into at least Thursday at this point. And as I finish up this broadcast this morning already, we're starting to get some airport delays reported into LaGuardia and Teterboro. Those will probably be expanding as the morning continues and the rain continues to come down. We'll be continuing to follow this in live feed and on Twitter and Facebook for everything Garden State. It's Garden State Weather and GardenStateWeather.blogspot.com. I'm forecaster Robert Smith. You take it easy out there today. Use caution when driving. Put your low beams on when driving. And also make sure those windshield wipers are on and your umbrellas are at the handy because you're going to need them. And also, to all of our Jewish friends, happy Rosh Hashanah to you. Happy New Year to all of our Jewish friends here at Garden State Weather and GardenStateWeather.blogspot.com. Have a pleasant Thursday, the best you can. A better weekend forecast coming up for you on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. I'm forecaster Robert Smith.